Today on the laboratory, we're going to open a fully functional Dr. Tingles laboratory. This is mine, which I've had to repair. You can't tell by the wiring. This, believe it or not, got chewed by rodents. I got some roof rats, which migrate away from your roof, got behind my display, and decided to chew some wires. Problem's been solved since then. But, nonetheless, to work on this one, because I had a request on what the some of the stuff goes inside, there's 3 screws on the bottom, and this is one of those 6-volt models that takes the light bulb. Once you remove the 3 screws, carefully try and pull out the bottom. That. So there is the entire guts of the Dr. Tingles laboratory. You have a single LED and then that infamous 6-volt light that's a pain in the to find and or replace. But I do have a video on ways to fix it. So if yours fails, if it's not a burned out light, or it might be a burned out LED, you might have blown the speaker. It's one of the easiest ones to take apart. It's so simplistic. But it takes an 8-ohm 0.5 watt speaker, which is just glued on around the rim to the base. The wires, you have the brown and the white for the light. And because this is incandescent, it doesn't matter which way they're on. But if it's an LED, it's very important for the polarity to work. Then you have a blue, yellow, pink, red, and red with stripe wire. And those, hopefully you'll be able to see, are soldered to the top pads where the blue in the center goes blue, space, yellow. And when I say space, it's because there's a solder pad in between. Big long space of green, then it goes pink, red with white, black, which is also red, which is tied on to this LED. If anything on this gets damaged, pretty much all of it's repairable except the blob chip. So the capacitors, which there's 6 capacitors can be replaced. The resistors can be replaced. Even the sound amplification chip can be replaced right here. And the blob chip, unfortunately, if that one fails, it's garbage. But you can always make this without the soundtrack. If the blob chip fails, you can put something that just powers a light, and then you can put a pulsating LED circuit in, or a flashing, strobing, or a flicker bulb just to give ambiance. You can put a flashing chip in here with a timer so it imitates the lightning, which it does when it goes up and down. It goes and then it flashes bright white. If you've seen this piece. If you haven't seen this piece, go on YouTube. You can find videos of it. It's an older piece. Came out in 2000, so it's 22 years old. I've probably owned this thing since 2001, 2002, so I've had this thing for about 2 decades. And it's basically so you can see how the inside looks, how easy it is to remove it, and how simple it is to repair minus the blob chip. So, just one more time, close up, best as possible. And blob chips right there. It also has a resistor going across it. So yeah, very short, very simple video on the Lemax Dr. Tingles laboratory. No animation, no animatronics, no moving parts. Just a white light, incandescent, an LED light, which flashes, and a speaker. Very basic. You do not have to pull this apart to change the bulb. The bulb you can just pull out the bottom like so, and then replace it. Again, if you can't find the bulb, I do have a video that shows you ways to replace this bulb, making it yourself since they don't make them anymore. This bulb's the original. It's getting a little loose in the socket. Don't really care. If it fails, I'll fix it. So But if you have some issues with it, like your wires get chewed, you can see I just used stranded wire. Put a little knot in it as a strain relief. It's not really a tight knot, it's a loose knot. And then taped it, and then taped it, and then resoldered it inside the switch. And the reason I didn't cover the whole thing in black is you can't see any of my wires. So to me, it wasn't that big of a deal if it was coated in black or not. The way I have my display set up is you can't see anything. But the inside of the switch, just in case yours comes apart, there's one screw in the center, then it comes off, and inside is almost the standard rotary switch that's on the ones that have the volume. Well, it's the same basic switch, but a slightly different layout. So on the switch, you have your power, which comes in right here, and you have going from left to right if you're holding it in your hand, which apparently I'm not doing a good job of. It goes red, yellow, blue, nothing, and then black. So red, yellow, blue, black. The pink and the pink or red with stripe go to the speaker. So going left to right, this fourth pin right here has nothing on it. Most of them have something on it. So if you have a bad volume switch, you can get replacements or find used ones. This is a used one. These are replacements. Hopefully you can see them through the bag. So they do make replacement switches. No, you cannot buy them directly from Lemax, but they do have replacement switches out there. And when you put this thing back together, just make sure that you make sure your wire is into the groove. Your power port is in its little groove as well. So when you push it back together, it closes, and when you put the power port in, it doesn't push it straight through. So, and put the screw back in. So, and voila. So it's very simple, very easy. If you want, you can take a picture up close of where the wires go. If you have to take this out to, let's say, replace this LED or replace your speaker, just in case you pop them by hitting them with something, breaking them off, etc. So, or if you have this piece and your wires are already broke off because the solder joints are bad or the wires flex too much, you can just look at the video, pause it on the section with the wires, and then fix them as necessary. So anyway, that was it. Very short, very simple, very sweet, and hopefully that helps you if you have this piece and you need to open it for any reason to repair the basic components inside either the base or the switch. Until the next one.